Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. We got a new Path of Light event that started, guys. We're gonna check that out. And we have kind of like a bit of a surprise. It was kind of like announced yesterday in the news. So basically, if you're quickly gonna have a look right here, you're gonna see that Corrupted Summon Boost and Summon Rush. 250% more points for summoning from Ancient Shards. So basically, we have a Summon Rush event that is going on for the next 3 days. And yes, you're going to be able to get more points from opening Ancient Shards. Keep in mind, this weekend we're going to have a 2x on Ancient Shards, okay? So be aware when you are deciding to go in and open your shards today, tomorrow, the day after, during the events that we currently have. The 10x's are not that great. Of course, the chances to summon champions through 10x's are pretty low, so don't get too excited about it. But right here, you're going to see the rewards for the Summon Rush. So we do get 2 legendary skill tomes. We're getting an Eternal Soul Stone, which, yeah, it can be a massive jackpot, or it can be an epic fail and get a 5-star epic, which is kind of like the thing that's happening to me 99%. Then you have an Immortal Soul Stone in here as well. The rewards all around are not something wow to be like, okay, it's definitely worth it for me to go and open my my Ancient Shards to get here, open 150 Ancient Shards. I'm kind of like not necessarily feeling the vibe, because you are getting 50 points, right? If you have some sacreds around and stuff, and you have plenty of shards saved up and you want to collect them, then yeah, just do it. But keep in mind, we're going to hear about the new fusion probably today, tomorrow, and most probably the next fusion is going to start next week. We might actually hear about it in a couple of days, once people will kind of like start to drop in some shards for the events. But basically, this is kind of like interconnected with the tournament that it's starting as well. We're going to check the Path of Light in a second. But the tournaments, right here we have the Soul Chase Tournament. Get as many souls as you can to earn points and get your hands on some great rewards. Now, one thing that I'm noticing more and more is that they're trying to add soul stones to different events, tournaments as rewards, but the requirements for those events, tournaments, is to open shards if we want to get the big boy stones. Or how we have the Path of Light, which is a fairly decent event, which we're going to check in a second. But it's kind of like open shards to get soul stones. You know, I'm curious, open soul stones to get shards, is that going to be a thing? You know, like, that's kind of like what was my point here. I'm very curious to see the rewards. I know the RSL helper was able to show you the rewards before the event was on, but seems like they removed that feature, so, or I cannot get it to work. Basically, if we're gonna head over to the Path of Light, is this worth it? What mistakes we need to avoid? What things we gotta do right? And you're gonna be in for a surprise. It's actually a bit, it caught me by surprise a bit. So you see, we receive 0 keys, so you start with 0 keys, and in order to unlock the middle, you need 2 keys. So what it means is that you're going to have to complete both of the sides if you want to reach the middle. Now, usually, this is the other way around. Usually, the legendary skill tomes are on the sides, okay? The legendary skill tomes are on the sides, so people can pick those easily and skip the middle. That's what the majority of people were doing. And it seems like the analytics didn't like that, okay? The analytics didn't like that because they moved the legendary skill tomes to the middle. So now, if people want them, they need to complete the sides. So what I would say, in a way, right, like it is more expensive to get a Sacred Shard. It is more expensive to get an Eternal Soul Stone. And funny enough, they value it at 1.5 the value of a Sacred. But basically, now you can either pick the Sacred, either pick the Eternal Soul Stone. And honestly, you're going to have to skip the legendary skill tomes if you're not planning to engage into this event like all in to complete it. You know, like, we're gonna need a lot of points to complete the whole thing. We're gonna add them all up in just a second. The good part is that you get artifacts and upgrade champions. That's what will give you points. Now, when you are comparing these events, like the Path of Light events, to a champion training event, to a champion training tournament, this will always come at the top because it will offer you better rewards. It will give you way more points for the same things that you're doing in a champion training event or champion training tournament, okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind. yes, most probably it will cost you quite a lot of energy to get this done. And if you're not somebody that spends, the best idea would be to kind of like just do your daily stuff. If you're cashing in on something for free, it's great. But I wouldn't stress to engage with this event, considering that we're gonna have a new fusion coming out next week. Sorry. And I don't know how good the fusion will be, but we're gonna have to wait and find out. But let's quickly see how many points we need in order to complete the entire event. So if we're gonna go right here at the top, we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. We're gonna do them all in a line, 1,500, 3,000, 4,300. And what do we have after here? 2,000, 4,400, 5,700. Hopefully, my quick maths is on point here and we're not messing up anything. 10,800. You're gonna need a lot of points, man. Like that's how it usually goes with this. Like it's not an easy thing. So what do we have? 10, 24, 25, 600. Okay, and then we have the bottom right now. If you are going for the sides, you're gonna end up in trying to go for all the rewards, including the legendary skill tomes, right? So basically, you have 50,000, you have 70,000, 72,000, and actually, comparing it with the regular ones that we had before, I think it is actually valued a bit better, like 118k points in total, roughly. I don't know how I ended up with the 4 there. I think I misclicked on a 4 instead of a 0 somewhere, or I've done something like that, because it's definitely not making sense to have that 4. But roughly around 118k points, right? Now, it will take you quite a bit of energy to get this done, and you're gonna farm some dungeons. If you are relying on getting artifacts to complete this, you're wrong. It's not gonna work right for you. Like, you need to do thousands of runs in order to complete this. But if you are doing champion training, you're gonna be rewarded much better. Like, level upgrades, you see, is right here. You're getting fairly decent points compared to a champion training event or tournament, and the rewards all around are much better. Now, I would say it will take you probably double the amount of completing a champion training event that has around 14k points on the milestones. I think it's easily gonna take you double of that, but the rewards are definitely worth it double of that, in terms of what you're getting, comparing it with it. And yeah, that's pretty much as everything as it looks right now. It's not much that you can dodge. It's not much that, okay, don't do this mistake, don't engage with the sides, because they changed it, okay? They completely changed it. So now, if you want to go for the legendary skill tomes, you gotta reach the middle, and that's the thing that most of the people were kind of like aiming to get. Now, yes, I do think a sacred shard can be more valuable than a legendary skill tome. I do think that an eternal soul stone can be more valuable than that, because it brings that dopamine. It gives you a chance at getting something new. While legendary skill tomes are great, I still prefer to get shards or other things that have the potential to improve my account way more than a legendary skill tome, Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you guys planning to engage with this event? I do think I'm gonna try to complete it all. I might not go for the legendary skill tomes and the void shard. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like, yeah, do I want to stop? Like, if I'm getting all the way at the bottom now, what is it to get 12 more K points to get the Chaos Ores, which I want to get anyway, and then get 2,000 points for the keys, It's kind of like, well, yeah, I need to do it now, Like, it's not like I'm not going to do it because I'm so close. So, yeah, it's kind of like they changed it a bit to kind of like grab you onto the event to ensure that you're going to be tempted to do it. But the rewards do feel pretty decent, so we can't complain about that. Usually the Path of Light events, even though the first one was awful, man, the Path of Light events are much better now. Like, definitely give better rewards than most of the classic events. And of course, this came straight after the tournament that we had right here for the new champion. Seems like that is still going on for 4 more hours, champion training tournament. I was smart that I didn't engage into it, because look at this guy, 95k points. I wasn't gonna be bothered to go back and forward with this Kraken in here, you know, just to get a champion that's average. So I'm actually happy that I didn't engage in the event. I still went, done 10,000 points, got my legendary skill tome, you know. So if you're comparing these rewards from here, yeah, it was not too hard to reach the 10k points. But I feel like it's gonna be easier to reach the points for the Path of Light. I feel like I'm mumbling the same thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.